The Winter Holiday Event Part 1 is coming to Pokemon Go, and it is going to be featuring some fun costume Pokemon, as well as some really nice bonuses. And in this video, I'm going to be going over all the details for this event and what you can expect. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your week is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, we gotta talk about the Holiday Part 1 event, because every single year this is one of the better events that we get, and this time it's going to be following suit, because we're going to be getting a whole bunch of very fun costume Pokemon, and we're also going to be seeing some nice bonuses. So, let's go over the details for this event, and then afterwards let me share some thoughts regarding it. The Winter Holiday Part 1 event is going to kick off on December 18th at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until December 24th at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, after which we're probably going to see the start of Part 2. Now, the featured Pokemon for this event is going to be a costume Sudowoodo. It's kind of themed around a Christmas tree, which totally makes sense. And we're also going to be seeing some costume versions of Charjabug and Vikavolt. And they're all really funny, honestly, because if you look at Charjabug, it already kind of looks like a box, and to put a bow on it, it kind of makes it look like a Christmas gift, so I think this is all really funny. Now, if you want to get these costume Pokemon, just so you know, we'll talk about where they're going to be appearing, but Sudowoodo with a holiday attire is going to be making its debut, but Charjabug is going to evolve into the costume Vikavolt with 100 candies as well as a magnetic lure module. And then appearing in 3-star raids are going to be these new costume Pokemon, Sudowoodo, as well as Hisuian Avalugg and Charjabug. So if you want to get high IV versions of these and possibly even a shiny version, then make sure you do a couple of 3-star raids during this event. And then also during this event, hatching in 7-kilometer eggs, you're going to see Pichu wearing a festive hat. This is a previous holiday costume Pokemon, as well as Cubchoo wearing a holiday ribbon. Again, this is a costume Pokemon from previous years. And then we're also going to be able to get Snom, which is a Pokemon that made its debut, I believe, with the last holiday event. Now, let's talk about the event bonuses, because this is actually where things get a little interesting. So first and foremost, you're going to have an increased chance to get shiny Pichu wearing a festive hat. So if you want to get a shiny version of those costume Pokemon from previous years, make sure you're hatching 7-kilometer eggs during this event, because it looks like they're going to be getting a boosted shiny rate. I don't know what the shiny rate is actually going to be, but I assume it's going to be higher than usual, which right now I believe is 1 in 68. Now, the other bonuses related to this event are actually going to be tied to the Go Pass, which is going to be coming to the Poke Shop as well as the web store, and this is going to be a Go Pass specifically tied to the winter holiday. If you reach tier 1 of the Go Pass, you're going to have double the amount of experience every time you send a gift, and if you have the deluxe version of the Go Pass, you're going to get double the amount of Stardust whenever you open gifts. Now, I will say this is actually a pretty good bonus, because if you're really good about opening all of your gifts every single day, this could actually net you quite a bit of Stardust. So that is something you should definitely keep in mind. Now, if you were to unlock tier 2 of the Go Pass, you're going to get additional items every time you open gifts. And if you have the Go Pass Deluxe, you're also going to get a half egg hatch distance bonus. And then if you unlock tier 3, you're going to get 50% more experience whenever you win raids. And then if you have the Go Pass Deluxe, you're also going to get double the experience when you catch Pokemon. If you're trying to collect experience in order to hit higher trainer levels, this is definitely going to be worth purchasing the Deluxe Edition. And then of course, there's going to be new avatar items as well as field research task rewards that are tied to this event. I'm hoping that some of the research task rewards are going to feature some of the new costume Pokemon, because that would be a very easy and free to play way for you to get some high IV shinies of these costume Pokemon. But if we were to talk about the wild encounters, these are what's going to be spawning in the wild, and unfortunately they're not revealing much, but we're going to be able to see Swinub, Snorunt, and Spheal, and as an uncommon spawn, you're going to see the new costume Pokemon Sudowoodo as well as Charjabug. Alright, so like we get every single year, the holiday event is basically an event that features a bunch of costume Pokemon as well as a bunch of ice types that we haven't seen in a while, and it does seem like this year it's going to be more of the same. However, I think it's very interesting that they are including the Go Pass mechanic. Like, there's some elements related to the Go Pass, and you're going to be unlocking various bonuses through that Go Pass. And I know some players might find issue with that, mainly because rather than just giving us those bonuses, they're kind of forcing us to be active in the game in order to get those bonuses. And I honestly think that's okay, mainly because, you know, for the bonuses, if they were to make them extra special, but they were stuff you have to unlock, that is a much better way to go than just having a bunch of mundane bonuses that are just automatically given to us. And there is reasons to engage with the game. I think that in and of itself is a pretty good thing. But regarding the costume Pokemon themselves, I think we have a bunch of really good ones this time around, especially because there's a couple of Pokemon that might be really good for PvP, specifically around some kind of Winter Cup that we're likely going to get, like Sudowoodo. That is one of those Pokemon that I would say does have some uses within the Go Battle League, especially in the Great League. Maybe not necessarily in terms of the open Great League, but in some specialty cups you might actually see it, and to get yourself a shiny costume Sudowoodo would definitely be a flex. And the same goes for Charjabug, and I think that Pokemon will definitely see some play because I've certainly seen them here and there within the Great League, and I do think that's going to be one of those staple Pokemon. It may not necessarily be that good right now, but I do know that every now and then it will make its way up in the rankings in the seasons. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of costume Pokemon added to the game. It's always something that a lot of players may not necessarily care about, but some players actually do. It's just one of the ways that Niantic has kind of kept the game relevant, even though we're kind of running out of Pokemon for them to release. So yeah, I'm personally all for that. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding this Winter Holiday Part 1 event down below. Again, just so you know, this is part 1. Part 2 is definitely going to have other stuff that's going to be different from this, but I am still really excited for part 1, and yeah, definitely share your thoughts as well. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Content Slow channel, the best way you could do that is always going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you want to play Pokemon Go with me every single day, whether it be with opening and sending gifts, or doing remote raids, or increasing our friendship system, or maybe even doing those weekly challenges, if that's something that interests you, make sure you go and check out my Patreon, because all my patrons get added to my Pokemon Go friends list. That's the perk. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. You're going to see the platforms I'm on and the bottom of your screen. If there's a particular social media platform that's your favorite, make sure you go and look for me because I might be on there. Give me a follow and you'll have access to some exclusive content that I'm only putting up on my social media pages. And before I end this video, the holidays are coming up. Christmas time is just around the corner. And if you want to get yourself a really cool, unique gift for a loved one who is a big fan of K-pop, go and check out my Etsy store. I have a whole bunch of custom K-pop merch, and it's all designed by me, and it's all really high quality thanks to my distributor. It's definitely worth checking out. So I'll put a link to it in the description below. Make sure you go and check out my Etsy store and see if there's something that interests you. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next one.